Bro, just realise that the singular thing stopping you from being in the top 1% is the sequence of actions that'll get you there. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact methodology that you can use to define that sequence of actions for yourself. And when I did this for me, I destroyed the screen addicted, skinny fat version of me who got negative thoughts all the time. And in the process, I got jacked, I got my dream career, and my bad habits melted away as well. You're about to get the full breakdown of this from a man who's done 400 days of discipline. Yo bro, my name's Jas and discipline has absolutely changed my life. Drop a subscribe, it will change your life too, and we can be on this path together, man. So let's get into it. Realise that you're a weird guy for watching this video, bro. Like, think about it. You're not gonna go to your mates and be like, yeah man, I just watched like this Jas guy's video and he's speaking about discipline and like, you need to get disciplined, bro. Like, let's do this together. You're not gonna go to your mates and be like, yeah, do you like watch videos on discipline too? Do you watch videos on self-improvement and getting better at life? No. Because no one cares. No one cares about getting better at life, bro. Look around you. You probably see a lot of self-improvement content online, so you assume that other people see it as well. They do. They get hyped in their mind for that 60-second Instagram reel that they paid attention for, and then they scroll on to the next one, see some racism and get upset, and then they scroll to the next one, see something about a breakup and get like sad. It's all an emotion, bro. People these days are conditioned to be emotional. Extremely emotional and act from emotion. It's all from short form content, video games, anime, all this weird stuff, TV shows. They all condition you to just feel a certain emotion and then you crave that feeling again, so you go back to that thing. With short form it's even worse though, because it conditions you to like the change of emotions as you scroll rather than emotion itself, which is really dark, bruv. And really and truly, if self-development, self-mastery, discipline, mindset, all of this stuff was really practiced outside of, you know, that 60-second reel that you and your mates and everyone mutual to you has actually seen, but you might be the guy that genuinely takes action because you're watching a long-form video on this, man. If that stuff was genuinely practiced outside of those moments of attention with on their phone, you would actually see some pretty remarkable people around you, wouldn't you? But what do you really see, bro? You might see a guy who's like in decent shape every now and again. He looks all right in a t-shirt, but you know that under the t-shirt he's got a bit of a gut. You can kind of see the belly coming out. He's not really that jacked, but he's better than, you know, like 80% of the population, let's say. You want to get in the top 1%, you have to admit to yourself that you are going against the norm. And it is actually going against the norm that gets you there, bro. If you do what 99% of people do, you will end up where the 99% of people are. And there are some people that will display characteristics of being within the top 1%, maybe in like one or two places in life, but they're usually there because they've been placed there. The person who's really high up in their company or a really remarkable, outstanding individual in their field, like, you know, that manager that gets a lot of respect in the corporate world and stuff, he only really got there because he hustled and like did all this 7 to 7, 9 to 9 hours, and he doesn't really have a good family or a good physique or a good mindset. He's just used to clocking in and clocking out earlier and later than other people, because that is what separates most people in the corporate world. And that's just one example, bro. There might be another guy who had elite genetics as a young guy. He started weightlifting. He got like in pretty good shape after about a year. And now he's just stayed there. And he's got that same physique that he's had from all those years ago. But he hasn't really changed because he doesn't understand that most of the gains come outside of the actual weightlifting, or the corporate guy doesn't understand that most of the gains come outside of work. They don't develop themselves as people. But if you're watching this video, we're already a few minutes through, yeah? Most people have clicked off. If you're still watching this and you still understand the importance of making not just one aspect of your life all the way at the top 1%, top 5%, top 10%, you want to get every single aspect to the top, bruv, then stick around because I'm going to tell you how to do that. The 1% spot is open, bro. Physique, mindset, discipline, habits, friends, social life, family life, girlfriend, all of that stuff, bro. You can become top 1% in it, and it's not actually that hard. You just have to do what 99% won't. The top 1% spot is open, the population's huge, there's plenty of people. Come join it, bruv. I got into the top 1% when I built myself a system. My entire system is the Pathway of the Tiger. It's the link below, you can go check it out if you want. Bro, now that you understand the mindset, we're on the same page hopefully. I can give you the real advice now. Now you understand like where I'm thinking from, this next stuff won't seem so weird to you. I'm so happy you're still watching because now we get into the real nitty gritty of the things, yeah? First of all, physique. Look, you need to prioritize your training, and what I mean by that is you're not going to become like the best boxer in the world, but also the most aesthetic in the world, and also the highest jumper in the world, and also the fastest in the world. It ain't going to happen. You need priorities, you need a number of days, you need load management, and you need seasons of life where you improve a certain thing. I've done hockey at national level when I was a teenager. Same with kickboxing, I became national champion around that time as well. Boxing, I've been just doing throughout my life, sort of since I was about 11, 12 years old. On and off, I've had lots and lots of setbacks with my sports because of family situations and just a lot of unpleasant, stressful times for someone that of that age when I was a child. That meant that I couldn't really carry on. A lot of stress in studying, brown household, you know. And it doesn't let you achieve your full potential. But look, I know what it's like trying to balance a load of different training styles. Bro, even when I started bodybuilding training for the first time this year, it took a lot of cognitive dissonance for me to realise that I might have to stop training sports. And it weighed on me, man. Even whilst doing physique training, like I wanted to become like nice and aesthetic, which I achieved. As you've seen, I achieved that in 6 months, bro. It happens because you have to prioritize the training. You cannot train for multiple goals at once. You can have multiple goals in your head that you allocate seasons of life to, but you're not going to achieve all of them unless you dedicate yourself to that one goal. So right now for me, it's physique, it's aesthetics. For you, it might be you want to become a boxer, you might want to become a kickboxer, MMA, or you might want to be like a runner, you might want to get really like good cardio, you might want to also do physique training, you might want to be a power lifter. Who knows, bro? You could do whatever you want. That's so exciting, isn't it? If you haven't even started training yet, or you're just like not really trying or whatever, lock in, bruv. Set a goal. Set yourself a goal with your training and dedicate yourself to that, and that is your season of life where like in this season for these like 3, 6, 9 months I'm going to do this and I'm going to just dedicate to that, nothing else. And when it comes to physique, oh bruv, the people that say like, oh yeah, don't scream and shout in the gym, don't like make noise, that's just cringe. You realize that making progress in the gym requires pain, yeah? Like you have to tear the muscle into shreds and then eat your way back to rebuild it, yeah? Like we can all agree that's what muscular hypertrophy is. Why does it seem like it's not meant to hurt then? Stop listening to this stupid liberal narrative of not training hard in the gym, please, because it's setting you back. Look at all the retards that train just to like go through the motions and like lift the weights. The guys who make no progress, the guys who they train for a year, have all the noob gains, have pretty decent genetics, and then they just like stay at that for the next 10, 12, 15 years, and they slowly decline as their eating habits show through and their habits outside of the gym show through, and then they end up mid anyway. You want to be the guy that is in such great shape at 40, 50, 60, 70 that people are like, oh wow, he must have just been training from such a young age. You've seen guys like this, bro. It's guys that are absolutely jacked at that age. That's how I want to be as well, man. I'm 23, I'm thinking about when I'm 43, 53, I want to be the jacked dad, granddad, whatever you want to say, that people look up to, that my family looks up to. You don't want to be the guy who just spent his whole life like paying for gym memberships and wasting them, bruv. Me and my boys, when we're training and we're like actually making noise, actually grunting, actually shouting sometimes, yeah, I look around and I cringe at the people that are looking at me in a weird way, bro, because I'm thinking you're the ones wasting your membership. Look at you and then look at me, bruv. Have some ego about you, yeah? Don't ego lift like with stupid form, but definitely have some ego and aggression about you. Even if you're still a skinny guy and you don't really have that much like muscle on you, it doesn't matter. Have some ego about you, because that's the type of guy that's gonna make the progress, bruv. Think about it. Someone could like pinch me and make me scream out of like just pain and agony, yeah, from a pinch. Then why does your training not reflect that? How can you, as a fully grown adult male, not have pushed yourself to such a limit where you're screaming and I could come and pinch you and incite more of a reaction out of you than your training, bruv? That's mental to me, innit? Like now that you're thinking about it from that perspective, you're like, yeah, maybe I should have been training harder. Yeah, maybe I should have allocated certain seasons of life to different parts of training. I don't care if you don't want to be a jacked aesthetic bodybuilder like it looks like online seems to be the trend, yeah? You want to go and be a boxer, go be a boxer. You want to go be a runner, go be a runner. At least do some sort of training. You want to go do the high rocks. Bro, I used to think that high rocks is like high up, and rocks like they do climbing. I still have no clue what it is. And whatever, man. If they want to follow that trend, they can follow that trend. But if you want to do that, just do it, bruv. Like, do some sort of training. There is a form of exercise for everyone out there. Just go and find yours and dedicate yourself to it. It doesn't take a genius to know that exercise is needed for people, yeah? So if, number one, if you don't exercise and you're watching this, bro, like, your attention span's sick for even watching this far, just allocate yourself some sort of self-respect and start going to the gym. Start training. Gym's the easiest one to get into because weightlifting's a pretty easy thing to do. Like, hypertrophic training's pretty easy. You don't need a coach, you don't need anything. There's so much info online that you see instant benefits through the pump, and like, it's instant motivation and stuff. Go and train, allocate a season to a certain type of training, and train like an animal, bro. Make noise, I don't care. Don't be cringe with it. Don't make noise when you're on like your warm-up set, yeah? But if you're about to struggle, don't stop. Power through it. And if that means that noise is a byproduct, so be it, bro. Be happy about it. It means that you're not wasting your membership. You need my Tiger J protocol for your screen addiction. I will drop it to you in such simple terms now. Your screen addiction comes because you have nothing to do for the first 3 hours of your day and nothing to do for the last 3 hours of your day. So as soon as you wake up, you scroll, and before bed, you scroll. We need to eliminate that, and we will eliminate your addiction. You can still have social media on your phone during the day, you can respond to messages during the day, it's fine. But you need to have the first 3 hours of your day in complete solitude and the last 3 hours of your day also in complete solitude. I'll chuck up a graphic of what it looks like. Tiger J social media protocol. This is how you're gonna actually quit social media, bro. Like, you won't even want to go on it after this, because in the middle block of your day, you don't even want, like, bro, you don't want to go on your phone because you're going to be out at school, you're going to be out with the family, you're going to be out with you're going to be out working, whatever, bruv. You don't need social media in that time, and if anything, your usage will be reduced. If you're a guy who sits at home all day and you don't do anything all day, or you're in your summer holidays, yeah, plan something for that middle block, please. Exercise, going out with your mates. It doesn't take much to book a train ticket, go see your boys. It doesn't take much to go out to the gym. It just takes a plan. So use that final 3 hours of your day to allocate, 10-15 minutes to plan. That final 3 hours of no social media, you've got solitude, you've got time with your family, you've got time with your friends. Use that time wisely and plan your day for the next day. Plan what you're going to do in that middle block when you might actually have downloaded social media. And if you're that sick, yeah, you can be like me, just delete social media. I'll be honest, I download Instagram and TikTok here and there because I need to post my shorts, and then I go straight off it and I delete it. But that's because I did this protocol first, where I had it deleted for the first block of the day and the second block of the day, and then I just had it deleted all the time. I hope that you have the same reaction to it, man. I can't wait for someone to try this. Top 1% career. How the hell did I do it? Bro, I don't talk much about my career on here because everything's under NDA, which is like non-disclosure and stuff, and it's highly security protected. Consultancy engineering is what I tell people, research engineering is what I tell people, that's what it is, yeah? That's the field, and bro, I've always wanted to do a job like this. This is actually what I've sort of studied for. This is exactly what I wanted to do. I've experienced engineering before, like I had a job before for a year, and it weren't it, bro. That I was like, if this is engineering, I don't want to do it. And then I did some more digging, did some more research, did my due diligence, and I was like, okay, look, research engineering, this has to be it. And I can confirm, bro, this is literally my dream job. I got this job in the middle of a market crisis, bro. The UK job crisis is crazy right now. One day, yeah, this video might be still, well, this video is still going to be on YouTube in like 4 or 5 years when the job crisis stops, or like maybe it gets even worse. But one day someone might be watching this back and thinking, nah, man, the crisis is gone. But at the point of recording this, bruv, there's a UK job crisis, and it is flipping bad. Like, people have got master's degrees, PhDs, and they're not getting jobs because the job market's saturated, because graduates are saturated right now. And I was in the middle of this, yeah, just like last year when I was applying, no one on my course was getting a job unless they were the top performers. Like, you'd have to get first class dissertations, high 2-1 dissertations to even be accepted. I wrote 2 papers that were first class dissertations, a bachelor's and a master's one. That obviously helped, but when it came to the actual job, I was told over the phone, right, I got a phone call after my assessment centre, Jas, and I hadn't heard anything back from them at this point. That Jas, I'm like, yeah. They started giving me feedback. They started like talking about I actually did really well. And they're like, you're the first person we're calling. And I was thinking, does that mean that I'm getting rejected right now? Because they still hadn't told me. And then after about 10 minutes, they glazed me for about 10 minutes, bro. He was like, bro, he was like to me, yeah, out of the 14 assessors, they had no negative comments. And I said, does that mean I got the job? And he was like, yes, if you're happy to start in September, we're happy to take you on, please, like, let us know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, can't believe I got it. And he was like, you were the top performer out of 2,000 applicants. So 2,000 people applied, and I was the top performer. That's more than top 1%, bro. And this is in the middle of a job crisis in my country. And it's one of the best paying graduate jobs around. Why do you think I got that job, bro? It wasn't because I researched the company more than the next man. It wasn't because I showed up and my shirt was ironed, bro. It's because I had multiple weeks stacked full of good habits. That's February of this year. And I had done 10 good habits a day because it was part of my routine. And it still is. Bro, when you cumulatively do 10 good habits a day, that's 100 good habits in 10 days, yeah? Imagine doing that for weeks and weeks on end. And then you go into this job interview. My sleep weren't the best that night. My research of the company wasn't that great either. All of these things that people like focus on to get good at, they weren't that good. But the one thing that got me it was because I had been doing 10 good habits a day, and those acted like 10 wins every day. Imagine getting 10 wins every single day. And then someone is in the interview trying to compete with me, bro. The way I articulated my thoughts, the way my mind was clear. Bro, some of my habits, you know, like breath work, meditation, visualization, it gets you used to being in solitude. It gets you used to being alone. I woke up at 5 a.m. that day, trained, did my Tiger J morning stack, which is the breath work, meditation, visualization. And I was on it, bro. Cold shower, charged me up. I drank caffeine because I know about the dopamine effects. There's no competition, bro. When you do good habits, when you win. So often when you engineer this sort of ambition and aggression, bro, you have to have some form of aggression towards your goals. You have to think like, no, I'm going to take it from that person. You probably thought I'm going to give you advice on like how to research a goddamn company. Bro, I'm so happy if you've watched from the beginning of this video, because then you know that I wasn't going to give you some gay advice on like research the company. You need to get disciplined, bro. You need to realize that there are some people out there, the top 1% of people, that are operating at such a higher level, a higher frequency of being. The mind becomes clear, the soul becomes cleansed. How could you compete? I want you here, bro. I want you to realize, like, it's almost like a spiritual awakening, bruv, when you do these certain good habits every day and you absolutely dominate, like, effortlessly. On that day, bro, my energy felt unlimited, as it always does, compared to how I was last year when I wasn't as sick. I wasn't as like, I was just getting onto the path of discipline and I was here and there-ing it, you know. But now it's just a different story, bruv. And I want you here with me, bro. I want you to realize as well, hard work is a good thing. It doesn't matter what you're working hard at. There are some people doing like a module at uni or a course in college or a job they don't like. Work hard at it, bro. Because you're probably working thinking like, no, I'm going to start this other side hustle that's going to like make me the money and then I'm going to escape the matrix. If you don't know how to work hard, you'll never ever do that. If you don't know how to set yourself a task and execute, you can never ever do that. Setting yourself something to do and executing is like making a promise and keeping it. That is what self-discipline is, and that is what you can manufacture into your day every single day. You could practice the skill of becoming your own like boss. That's what you want to do, right? You could practice that skill by learning how to work hard, even on things you don't like. So when it comes to something that's got a better reward, yeah, like training in the gym or working in a job you actually love and you want to progress in, or working on a business that you love and you want to like passionately take and scale up, it's going to be easier to work hard. So learn to like working hard, learn to like excellence. I want you to be excellent. That is the top 1% trait, excelling, giving yourself the promise that you will put 100% of your energy into every task you do, no matter what. Never half-ass stuff, bro, because that is how you end up with a half-ass result. It sounds corny, yeah, but next time you're working and you're like sort of half-assing it and you're just thinking, oh yeah, I'll just get this done and get this out, just get this homework done and out. Imagine if you put real effort into that, bro. Imagine if you put real effort into that exam, into that study session, into whatever, yeah? Even if it's not directly linked to your goals, you can be the guy that says, I didn't even want to do this, but I'm still the best at it. That's the top 1% trait, bro. Everyone you see online as well that is saying that they're millionaires and stuff and they're making so much money, there's some that are actually true. They're actually doing that. But they would be good at anything they do. They're probably good in the gym. They're probably good if they had to do a normal job. They're probably good if they were studying. It's just that you choose where to put your attention, yeah? Learn that wherever your attention is now, sometimes you're going to be in a position you don't want to be in. You might be studying a subject you don't like. You might be in a job you don't like. Put your energy into it. Give it your all, bro. You'll still have energy at the end of the day to do what you need to do. You'll still have energy the next day to do what you need to do. You will not burn out. You're going to have to do that task anyway. You're going to have to study anyway. So just do it with 110% of your effort, bro. Excel. Get better at every single day that you do stuff, because that is the only way you're ever going to make real progress, bro. And I want that for you, man. I want you to realize that there's more to life than just cruising. You've watched this video now. You're not going to be cruising. You want to be a top 1%er. I've unfortunately opened your eyes to a reality that means you need to work harder, bro. I don't like telling you that you're doing it wrong, but you're doing something wrong because you're not in the top 1%. Because there's something in your life that you don't have, yeah? Like, there's stuff in my life that I don't have, but I'm working towards it, right? I'm putting in my energy 110%, and I can say that, like, hand on my heart, that I'm doing that. And I want you to do the same. I want you to put the energy into things, even if you don't want to, and absolutely dominate, bro. In my A-levels, which are like the 18-year-old exams that you do here when you're 18, I didn't want to really like do certain of the subjects like maths, physics, PE. Like PE, I don't really care about it. Physics, I don't really care. I really like maths. But physics and PE, I still revised the same amount of hardness as I did for maths. I cut out video games for that period in my life as well, which was really hard because I'd be doing like gaming sessions, bro, back then. But even back then, I used to work hard, you know. I didn't want to. It was only for like a 2-3 month stretch where I actually worked hard, but I still showed myself I was capable. And I got some of the best grades, not in my school, but in my country, bro. In my country possible. If you're interested, if you know about UK grades, it was A star, A star, AA that I got. And if you're in the UK, you know that those are like Oxford, Cambridge level grades. I just didn't go to Cambridge for my degree because the Warwick degree was way better structured. And there's none of that gay like cult stuff that they have in Oxbridge or whatever. But that's beside the point. Learn to work hard, learn to excel. Excellence. Just think, am I being an excellent individual right now? Think about where the word excellent even comes from. Excel. Yeah? You want to do that. And look, if you want to live this high energy life where you become unrecognizable every 6 months, you put on so much muscle that people around you, like, they feel your biceps and they go, flipping hell, bro, what the hell have you been taking? If you want to become this disciplined guy who's able to do these habits, who's actually got the mental capacity to work on what he wants and is actually going to get jacked and will become the top 1% guy and walks into the shoes of that version of himself, then you need a discipline system, bro. My discipline system is readily available to you. Pathway of the Tiger is the link below. That is what I use to mog everyone, bruv. And that's what you can do. Imagine you walk into work and you are the headless guy there and you are the one who's outperforming everyone, and then everyone just feels that they can't compete, bro. They feel intimidated by you. Imagine you could be that guy. Imagine you go to the gym and every single session you end up hitting a PR on some sort of lift, and you got your diet locked in, you finally started making progress, you got that 6-pack underneath your shirt. You can make that progress, bro. You can absolutely dominate life and crush it. And look, I've got this YouTube channel, yeah? It's all free. You can find all the information on here. The Pathway of the Tiger, it's just every single thing I know that I've packaged up and I've put it into sections and I've put it really well, like structured, lots and lots of detail, my own methods, the things that have actually got me my results, they're all in there, fully fledged. Like, bro, anyone that buys that is literally, they're gonna make some real progress, bro. My YouTube, this is gonna be some of the best content on the internet as well. I know it. Like, I'm pouring my heart out here, bro. I'm giving you everything I know. Like, I want you to really do what I've done and build the physique, build the mind, because God knows that I needed it at one point, bro. Look, this video's been very nice to make because I feel like I've actually spoken to someone right now. I'm very happy about it. And if you're happy right now and you've watched all the way through, you've made it to the end, then I really want you to make some progress, bro. Leave a comment if you made it to the end. Drop a subscribe. My name's Jas. Sweat or regret, bro. I'm out.